Single moms, I just want you to know that I'm your biggest fan. My mom is my hero, and she was raised by her mom all alone. My wife is also my hero, and she also was raised by a single mom. I feel like, and I don't want to over flatter, but honestly, I feel like that you're the heroes of our society. I think a single mom is the toughest job in this country. And I just want to affirm you that you're caring so much, or you wouldn't even be on this website asking for answers like this. But I want to tell you something really neat. I was at our camps speaking to our younger kids one Sunday morning, and this darling 8 or 9-year-old girl raised her hand. I was talking about the fatherhood of God. And this precious little girl, who I later found out was an orphan, raised her hand, and she said, "What does a little girl do who doesn't have a daddy's lap to crawl into?" And my heart broke. And I scooped her up off the gym floor, and I put her in my arms, and I turned her around to our staff, our summer staff. We run sports camps, so our summer staff are athletes, and there's this gym full of these great, big, wonderful college athletes, these young men. And I said, "How many of you guys would adopt this little girl if you could?" And every one of them raised their hand, and she felt so good about herself. And then I looked outside, and my mom was walking by. My mom is 88, and she is terrific. She still beats me at Scrabble every night when I go up and play Scrabble with her. Beat me last night, as a matter of fact. She never had a dad. Her brother was killed when she was a youngster, and her mom raised her in the Depression. But that mom had God's promise, and God's promise is that God would be the father to the fatherless. And I can't imagine how difficult it was in that little home. Poor, broke. Then there's my wife, my other hero. Her daddy was killed when she was 4 years old. And I feel so far out of my league when I'm around my wife. It's just awful. How could I marry somebody like her? But it was just a mom, and later on a stepdad, who are giving everything they could. And again, God's promise became God's provision, that He would be the father to the fatherless. Single moms, one of my favorite quotes about being a parent is that the days are long, but the years are short. You need to know, as you cheer for your kids, and I know you're their cheerleader, as you are firm with the discipline, and even though there's not a man around the house to do the discipline and to draw the lines, you keep the lines straight. My son's favorite comment about his mom is that she's firm, and she is firm. I traveled a lot, and so she had to do the single mom thing a lot in my home, but she had no problem laying the law down in my home. My kids respected me, but they stood in fear of their mom. She was tough, man. You can get anything by Debbie Jo. So as you cheer for them like crazy, and as you stay firm on the rules of the house, and most importantly, as you take time before the kids go to bed, and take a minute, no matter how worn out you are, to tuck them in bed, get out that Bible, and give them just a little bit of God's Word. Most important thing you can do. Because again, as you hide God's Word in your kid's heart, as you read the Bible, or in our case, we did a little Bible memory at night, just a little Bible verse at night, you are giving them the heart of the Father, really the only real eternal Father that any kid will ever have. You're giving them the heart of the eternal Father and writing His law in their heart so that when they do have a tough decision to make, they do have an eternal Father to tell them the right thing to do. And then before you leave, just before you go to bed yourself, be sure and turn around and say, "Hey, I want you to know I love you, and I'm proud to be your mom." You'll be amazed how wonderful those kids will turn out to be in the long run, and you'll be the hero in their life.